That's what they're really talking about. They mix up health care with the health insurance. They're trying to make you think that just because someone doesn't have insurance, they can't get health care. That's bullshit. So basically what the doctors are saying is, we don't want to treat these kids free. Government, pay for it. Now we're talking about doctors who are making $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year. Who knows? They're driving Porsches, they're driving Ferraris, they're driving fancy cars, and they're out on the golf course 3 to 4 days a week. Now, granted, doctors go to college, they go to school to learn how to do what they do. And thank God for that. That there's been enough research done in this country to figure out how to help someone get well. Open heart surgeries, triple bypass, quadruple bypass, having a kidney taken out that's bad, having one put in, heart transplants. I think that's great. And we always hear about how an insurance company doesn't want to pay for it because it wasn't in their policy. And don't get me on that right now. I'll talk about that later. I was in the insurance business for a long time. But it's all about money. Now these doctors make enough money off of people with insurance. You know, I worked at Humana, and Humana's policy was pay the claim. Pay the claim. That's also Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield's motto. Pay the claim. I saw many claims that were paid and had the patient call me and say, Howlinblind, I got my EOB today, and why did you guys pay the doctor this much money for this particular thing? I would look at the claim and say, well, because he says he did X. And they would say, he didn't do that. That's not what I went in there for. That's the doctor bilking the insurance company for more money than he should get. The doctors also do that with Medicaid, Medicare. So the doctors just want to get paid. They already make enough money off people with insurance. Why can't they take these young kids, and I would say kids, no one over 18, who does not have health insurance, and give them proper health care. Now, you have Medicaid out there, which is a state-run government program, and I know a lot of people who get Medicaid, a lot of adults who get Medicaid, but it's mainly for kids whose parents work but just don't make enough money or don't have the opportunity to buy health insurance. But they get good health care. When someone else is paying for it, you can get good health care. You can get great health care because you're going to go to the doctor all the time. You know, insurance sometimes has a limit on what you can and can't do. But my basic point is, Republicans who opposed the bill, George Bush who vetoed the bill, and people like me who does not think that the burden for someone else's health insurance should be on the backs of people who smoke and buy cigars and cigarettes. We do not want little kids to die. We do not want little kids to go unhealthy. If a kid goes unhealthy in this country and they need health care and they go unhealthy and they don't go see a doctor, it's not my fault. It's their parents' fault. The parents, and I can tell you a great story, but, well, I'm going to tell the story. When I worked at Humana, I had a fella call me up about a claim, and his daughter was on a skateboard and broke her leg. Well, the doctor that he wanted to take her to was not in the network. So he didn't take her. The doctor was going to be in the network within 2 weeks, but he didn't want to drive 20 miles out of his way to take his daughter to a doctor who was in network, which would have, our insurance would have paid 100% of the office visit, a cast, everything. He was willing to let his daughter suffer for 2 weeks before that doctor became in network, because he didn't want to have to pay the out-of-network cost, which would have been about 40%. No, he was willing to let his daughter suffer. That was his fault. That's totally asinine and stupid. So if a kid needs to see a doctor and needs health care and doesn't get to go, it's the parents' fault. It's not the smoker's fault. It's not the Republicans' fault. It's not the Democrats' fault.